Hey everyone! I actually just thought I recorded a whole hangout and it didn't record. So here we go again. I'm Mandy. I blog at sherbycrafts.com, and that's where you should go to check out really awesome projects and tutorials and fun, easy things that you can do to be creative and DIY fun projects and things. Today what we're making is a patriotic red, white, and blue braided headband. You can wear it hippie style if you want, but I think this one will probably be best like this. You can make it in other colors too, so don't feel like you're limited to the red, white, and blue because it can be anything. I've made these lots of different times, and I've got two versions. One of them you sew, and one of them you don't, and today we're going to talk about the no-sew headband version. Because it's super simple and easy, and people get intimidated when you say it's a sewing project. So we're avoiding that. We're going to make it no-sew. To make it no-sew, you're going to need one of these. Bam! Glue gun. Hopefully you have one at home because they help with all sorts of projects. Okay, so you're going to need a glue gun. You are going to need hair ties, these elastic things that you use for ponytails. You're going to need two. And you're going to need strips of fabric. 3 strips of fabric for each color that you want in your headband. And so I ripped mine because I like that fun frayed edge on them. You don't have to, you can cut them if you want. I cut these the width of the fabric, so 44 inches long, and I have this much left over, and it all depends, so I don't know what that is, maybe 12 or 18 inches. And it depends on the size of your head, so I'm not sure where I fall on the head spectrum, if mine's big or small, but this is what works for me. So you need 3 strips of each color. So I had 3 strips of white, 3 strips of red, and 3 strips of blue. And those were right here. Okay, so first thing you're going to do is braid your strips. And so what you do is you take your strips like this, and you're going to need someone to hold them. Most of us don't have a partner sitting around, okay? So what I do is I take a safety pin, hook it through all 3, right? Hook it on my pants. You may remember this technique from making friendship bracelets when you're in school, right? So it's going to hold it, and then as you braid out farther, you can extend your leg and it'll pull it down. You can also attach it to a pillow. It makes it a little awkward for the video that I have to hoist my leg up here, but it sure helps to hold it. This is a great project for maybe if you're outside at the park, or if you are watching a movie. Like, it's a fun project to do while you're sitting around watching other things. Okay, so the tighter you braid, the smaller your braid will be. Also, if you want a really tiny braid, you can make your strips skinnier. Mine are about 1 inch wide, but you can make them skinnier if you want a skinnier braid. So you're going to braid that, and then you're going to move on to the next color and braid that, and then you're going to move on to the next color and braid that. Okay, so I showed that a little earlier in the non-video that I didn't record, which I thought I did. Okay, so you're going to unhook it after you have your braid, and then you're going to do your other braids. So you're going to do 3. So pretend these are braided because we're not going to braid them again. Then you're going to layer them all on top of each other like this. And I already did this step because I was demonstrating earlier. So pretend that you have your 2 hair ties, and you're going to tie them together like this. And so the way to do that is to, okay, put one. This is a hair tie. Picture it with nothing on it. This is a hair tie. You're going to overlap it and pull it through itself, right? Boom. Okay, so you're going to tie them together like that. That gives you your stretch. We use this instead of elastic because it has a loop. If I were doing the sewing headbands, I would just use 1 piece of elastic and I would sew it. But I need the loop to wrap the braids around since we're doing non-sew. So you're going to take your loop, you're going to take your stack of braids, Remember, these are braided. And you're just going to put them inside the loop, fold it over. Okay, so you can kind of see how that's just going to fold over. And where it folds over onto itself right here is where you are going to hot glue. Okay, so that's where you're going to put your glue. I have already glued this side. Once you glue it, you'll see that it's kind of messy, and you're welcome to cut all of that off, the extra. And then you're going to make sure that your braid is in the order you want it in. I want the white in the middle. Okay, so we're going to go down, down, down. Making sure it's lined up and ready in the right spots. We're going to get to the bottom. This is, of course, after you have measured to see if it's going to fit around your head. So you know that your braids are long enough. And you're just going to simply repeat what you did the first time in the other loop. So you're going to put the fabric through and then fold it over. And this time I can go ahead and glue that live, since I didn't do it before. You just want to make sure that it's not twisted. I want to make, you know, to where both sides are in when you're doing it. Yeah. Okay, I'll tell you in a minute. So I'm just going to put hot glue on and, oh, let me do it on the screen. Okay, I'm going to take the hot glue, I'm going to put it on, then I'm going to fold down one of the fabrics, and then I'm just going to repeat. There's lots of layers since there's 3 strips for each color. I just want to make sure I get them all glued down. Okay, so we won't go through them all. But anyway, that was the process. You just keep gluing, 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 and flattening them down. Don't burn yourself. It is hot glue. I like hot glue versus the low temperature glue because I think it glues better. Anyway, that is all there is to it. And so after you're done, you can, right, wear your braid with pride. Okay, mine is twisted. There we go. I think it's a fun thing to do for yourself or your kiddos, or even a fun project to make as a group of moms or a group of kids or something like that. So that's it. Enjoy making them. I'll have it on my blog and more projects, so be sure to hop over there. It's a fun place, and it's fun. Lots of fun projects to click around on and find out more about. Thanks for joining me today on my live hangout on air. We'll see you next time. Thank you. Oh, sugarbeecrafts.com right there. Thanks. Bye.